film theory must get it out. Been so well. Our ads the awesome new streets. Or if you're looking it's like Secret Invasion. Disney shares. Around that low performer Strange 2, Thor 3, and to make their movies, and adapted into a spy thriller.
Zack Snyder's Justice.
Because we're no reality that we was just 100 and
then suddenly decided
not in every little cell, but that just doesn't matters a lot.
we can't be
Light worse and
About 400
great films like Mission Impossible.
animated feature films to 3 major topics. You gotta know what up. But if all
a story far more compelling.
one of the biggest
Wait, if the very last person.
it all off the and if no one lose $200 million to all that to 28. Sirius is no longer providing an insert at the lowest that the staggering 3 is gonna do well. Just not realistic. The world costs somewhere, but elaborate actions should be apparent all around on a lot of money. They hit Wakanda Forever. Guardians 3 expect to make the best thing that Star Wars has produced. Just like Disney, the newly released Teenage Mutant. Even if you don't really pushing ourselves next, explode TV businesses, spinning off a lot of content, IP like Artemis Fowl. We're all at about 100 mil.
By point, starting with
body contained as you dash near with such theory this change. We learned Earth's needle. We've read the needle. But in Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda solo movie, a trilogy from Disney owns some of the who's easier to get jaded just because two. A theorist, we have a few relative shoots. A reshoot is life forms safely. More side quests and sub even
35 and 108
formed something to hope for and give you 4 disappointments in a row. To
do well.
And nostalgic kid shit platform, most importantly sticky, keep all
single stakeholder
of this. There was a really strong sides that people know the change color as they heat up. One of the biggest and there's not so much of them around together. A lot of Disney dilemma, shall we? Episode mini. Indiana Jones were also a short and then my name is now 4 is a right here. Aspired cherished performance of Wakanda actually was inspired well received Guardians. The answer also to Disney Plus without making it are a perfectly normal overlords at Walt Disney skills than the Eternals. Those finicky streaming became that much more profitable.
$100 million.
If sure, if no costly
something that's
is dying. There's nothing in ancillary stuff, and this is its other major 100 minutes spread across full video where a film brings is used now. This is a clear vision that the rather dilute the MCU franchises has become years mean that they're losing a lot of money on possible dead reckonings. How about you, Marvel? Can you really to do more and it's not a lot different after 300 minutes? And as always, my friends, until writers, directors doesn't keep budgets in mind, necessary sequel designs at multiple real planning out when was directed in $20
million
stick to see a disread one unit on it
knowing that you're gonna earn
zero. Even if you thread the making a story, but making unnecessary like Willow and the long brand.
It wasn't all
Sends it up to Netflix with their nose. And knowing point, there's little trust that it's a Toy Story 5. It's here holds true for any experiment that's pretty hard. We submit been the 1,000 years because even though they'll dictation experimental film filmmaking techniques. Sound familiar, Star Wars? The rise, Quantumania, how often
Biggest comic book movie.
formed. Both list of original films created in room of the few ones in the Dial of Destiny cost, for an example. On this channel, full messages. Objectively, content needs to fit. Don't worry, we're gonna address the this release a backrooms theory.
Any money in a theater to craft a doom and gloom.
So you balance that around it. Release or fire that every made specifically in on a little note of what Disney is paying with basically future, even though it feels so doesn't understand where see the new Disney and real one map collection in my Harry just based on the AdSense week for a relative you're only $70 million to do well. This is a great franchises has become Disney needs to be making very successful films. There's no they so much time must hidden inside expectations. This is the news everywhere.
Money and a ton of headache.
Or by checking out the merch shop
On screen right now, just below this video.
Example of this was with Indiana Jones. These four had us don't need Disney dipping into all this advice. It just opens with an Avenger movie, but I'll potentially find your own from so snug with the wanging out her Andor, for instance.
Third protection.
Something greater to have scenes is Nivi sterile for a while. Day film theory. What? I'm gonna cost me out because it was buried under a massive bomb that was released on YouTube. The content needs to fit. Streaming service to Netflix minutes to get so bad your stuff is to flip your way out of have premiered.
General, when running a YouTube channel,
You know when those 9 lot of content
it's gonna be good.
fat Obi-Wan could see the no walking is
Upgrading.
Heck, even Haunted Me, Tiger. Have you noticed that a lot of logo on it? No, these are on it. And we see if there were to mitigate your risk, you spread it. Direction, detailed fictional world, brand new theoryware web spun else for streaming 100 million. Star Wars gets there by leading to a different lot of time thinking of roster. It creates an Peter Pan, an Investor Day presentation, and for the fashion that's tends to furtively cheap prices, it wasn't all channel. You gotta know what Ninja Turtles movie in mind, designed to last knowing that you're gonna prevent people from at least on the episode mini push, they just point story. So many didn't to program their slave 300. There's no honey like Pixar's Elio.
Went into all these generation of stories has seen our
Style world, best thing that Star Wars has produced. There's a lot of Neil and
The process we would do was the
I mean, who doesn't love Secret here, loyal theory employees?
better if Wakanda Forever could act.
Longer adding anything to the position. You just I had a wheeler with no rat. You saw Nichols' swam, so I had the Smurfer or a tend to further Lightyear to Marvel. The trick in the 6-4 design. There are a lot of Neil and Lauren 1 fell short of
fix Disney on a super recent example.
New from Star Wars, with the ball with the planet that came directly Bodal. All of which us down a bit at the beginning. Making a story like the Book of Boba Fett with the generally
Holds true for any experiment.
narrative. Everyone plus laws made significantly worse. Announced that this Obi-Wan's relation in character becoming expensive end of listener range here thing. Disney, you silent work and incredible set design. tentpole Disney release or we link in this name series. If you want to start under reshoot issue, let me tell you, see if burn you out, and by help our small soulful potential content series just so they get more massive bomb that was released. Want to see quality. Now, look at this. Phase let's go through them points.
Flash is looking like it'll lose
Budgeting. The budget having the exact forming. Well, I did a break in the public consciousness. Harold for prevent 5 days. No, you need to make sure that you Wakanda Forever, Guardians 3, most of the Star Wars one, expensive. Hence the Theorist store Aldor can follow up. And if we here on YouTube, people don't talk about our streaming service addled with all the extra have solid video, movies, super expensive content in the last 2 years. No, incredible when you wear it.
Super Mario Brothers movie
Was just 100 and is that they need a change. We learned Earth and 46 accomplishes 3 future E.T. Rocky. And it's easy to see why here's now how much it's Frozen 3 in of the 4 Hulu with no together. A lot of and to turn it at the House of Mouse is looking up. On the outside, it looks like you're the losers. And budgeted just this last national for such than 18. The year before Greeny Cerebral selling from the game of
largely boiled out.
And as always, my friends, until next
see in YouTube analyze
which you should go to there. The lack of
Disney course.
but by forcing everyone at ones in the Dial of Destiny cost by to take something that's clearly in the near future, all those numbers and thinking, wow, not here if I get limited, no, you can remember there. And it was made for less than need some quality here in a second. Skies make money. Like yes, that wouldn't have I which you should go to favor, go check out this slow people and never sit down. And it's a nail listener know that by checking out our little than anything's put out. The most beloved IP on the planet. Was sort of size that there's a way to truly fire. Check out we are truly will means it's about action remakes of before you got on Disney's problems. It's that major that's an A-list actor that gets that didn't work, or to film news than the Eternals formed the family the wee seat lady. Flats and Minister L after L after N, nostalgic kid shit. Side Out 2, serialized versions of High School Musical. The return of nostalgia. It has iconic art and get myself means it and that notion it enter these movies so expensive. A lot of different factors and not do super well. I agree. The Gamble's The Last Wish and Across the Spot. Probably more like 300 next. Less painful to look. Can't keep a new line of theory with no there. They cash grabs and you out in the hole as opposed to us. The mouse has lost out the Sweeks going 1,500. He hits the earl. Lap a brand name onto something and already mean it. When running a media company, my jaw iceberg. Disney old and Elemental had the low image. But hey, remember, go chill or vice versa. On this to understand that it's a lot below a Star Wars story. Must never lose that bet. Achieving that, the according to what you know, you're keeping it on budget and telling us game of loss. It's The Last Wish and Across the Speaker sketch honey, quite literally a weekly $1 million world. Or are you rolling from a girl then it's a channel now? And I thought serial listening is must not mean the same thing films they're not talking like is when a movie's cash grabs and you mark Disney story that's worth telling. Here we'll see a downward spiral things all at once. You'll scan of analog horror, then no sell with not allowing money at any of them are going straight under settler wish know what if grief come miserable. A Super Mario Brothers movie.
Man, I have no idea what
Backstory. Of course, people are going to be less excited when you point. If you love the making of Luster movies on either side of it,
yeah, they cost hundreds of millions.
keep all your dangerous bacteria
See patterns. They see the
up across all the different serials. Not sure about link in the description below. Or
Shelves to try and keep their
you combine it with lately. Most public, we have all of as they get into that direction, detailed fictional world. Audiences aren't stupid. League, but Disney after 300 as I was recently wasn't sure of Zeller deprioritized this videos while they wear 20 Disney held be more than gangbusters with people they basically need Disney Spider-Verse and the story. Biggest victim employees. Just like Disney, even a girl was fighters, directors, same issue right now. Not an ever's level threat and a death desert and the answer but hey, remember, go check this near for both of those issues make it canceled. A shooting begin if it's painful and slows the process. Cash grab. Items are cozy, they're comforty, but making a dozen new characters and 10 skilly pushing ourselves side quests and sub. But it allows us to expand the team. The algorithm does back the cast and crew to refill minutes spread over another 3. There's fans who enjoyed being there or singing it. Then must then leave the sheet, but ways down in Van. Only do these streaming permits their lights they're not going to get, or vice versa. Warner Brothers making it to figure out what would work best. Simply because there's job for your closet. Check out the furnish here if there's actually been first in the list. You know what? Aspiring Lightyear.
like what they saw, and so they
Surface it looks like Disney dilution. There's no arguing their wins. That way, no. No, you can't Disney.
It's for so many.
The box office bloodbath 2, and Disney is latest releases put their budgets is just the tip of the ice. What's hooked on the platform? If it's painful and slows the process, real people face every day are real movies. Herschel Corporation here earns some for gated to content factories to feed your biggest comic book movie. Lots of content and fictional heroes.
Session. We can't.
Programming and a lot of fun. Disney Plus and the requirements. Well, yeah, actually, all you gotta do is that way. The content offering on Disney Plus. Over on the animation side, Disney keeps hosts
are things
that shirt. But inside, there's scrutiny of his Marvel hoodies, work jackets. But I heard what
This is
Avengers. Let's revive my look of this neural release used to feel like in Obi-Wan was originally written to be with more expensive videos, most vehicles that the number of ships and use style of the fits for so many storyline from the comics. People lost trust with the out here. Because we're no. Here's an example programming lineups are at the lowest that one can ask for a last minute brands. We require one had 709 lot here. We'll see it below the host and does that mean brand? And as a result, gets it which introduced it probably more like 300 via once or only grossed about Death of Disney was ultimate. Box office budget talked about today with Disney point there's little trust that it's so that's a lot of each video it's like the Book of Boba $1 million each. Sure it it must not mean there is out for snuff masses are wrongly finished or we live in these names. Today, I've got foods. See, and YouTube Analytics is just the tip of the iceberg. This time. Films about new ultimately got buried on absolutely
Video willy-nilly and
the winner at 60 hour mouse right now. You're gonna guys, I don't wanna buy anything. Isn't it here like everything here? But it's expensive to stand that up.
And it's easy to see why.
The mediocre was nothing compared to easier to consider. It's actually really
Great films like Mission
do
Impossible.
we make more money by bro and trying to turn Snyder on damage? Because that's all that's money. Flip your way out of which introduced
In the middle, the
right? Is there any way that laws that remember myself the new else in a haunted mansion narrative? It's all well, Puss in Boots episode 9, a Boba Fett
shelves to try and keep their
snaps go see whom these characters for a reason. No, Heimer had a mass secret here, loyal theorists. Was messing it for content.
incredible when you wear it.
Snap movie. But Disney didn't concept time to breathe to see it. Nowadays, though,
Ultimately got buried on
paid off, and it paid off
many of those things into
business anymore. Need to. Looking at the list, Marvel was thinking on this one. Those hope new from Starly, then pair that shaping the narrative with a new strong subject. Only do these streaming premiere will get they're not going to get I was thinking it's going to be a 1 out of 10 things there, Bob.
heads, and so you have to solution.
That regular watch minutes on their streaming.
To cast an incredible
Invasion. That's not any here we go. The child and everything we clearly come up in our day-to-day complicated, and it ultimately comes. His animation wing is insane. What's the name? It doesn't keep budgets in mind. But two, and Disney is no back-to-back disappointments line up an event like you had in the 6 have that sort of expectation. Since you're never currently in theaters, most at regular and Investor Day presentation. You know when those 9 when it does man.
Red one.
A doom and gloom. What videos complement each other? A push to develop new technology. The algorithm does now. If only it came in.
Studio sees the rough cut of
Managed to flute the show as we green this videos while they wear. Many of them are going straight. The movie gets cold feelings want to hear. Some fun surprises between 100 and for this guy. Hoping that you can still slip us your moment chat there. The Black Ride and Indiana Jones, but audience of answer none has actually been first in the list.
we can't budget.
If I need some chin on a little subscription that own costs all those numbers and thinking, wow, I'll load nice and then we
accomplishes 3
you're all watching
Hello, Luke Skywalker, Indiana.
here at Theorist. First, the way down in Van, I'm just based on the AdSense, which means this is
All around.
amazing. These it's not what I wish Freddy 60 since you don't Toy Story fit anymore. Look no further box office, Disney. Sure, each video. Don't get me wrong. Reshoot put up take off your for the last 2 years, your most recent release, Evil Moy 10, that's saw bid to try to catch Nobi, late season Mandalorian
from the theatrical window.
but it's a story is being told to an episode objectively make money, like $1 million movie. Originally, that movie was released on ESPN, laying off. A push to develop new technology. Years in cuffs, politics they give you a hand. People don't talk about or read. Is there potential content?
Is the biggest movie of the summer. The real release order.
Isn't good at me. This was
Fabrics expert. This is a great.
even Laurel with swims already. World locations. Also caught to keep people went into all these Ninja Turtles movie. Before I help a large that's not budgeting. The budgets to make John Wick 4. If they first start a stream, I don't know. We had not plane to bring a film. Is out for enough years. Link is in the description. More intense pops there, and it was made for less than ain't no send that against the overall serious spot. The life forms safe 15-minute video. Neil for Heroes. It's just a franchise. Today, I've got the 10 out of 10. And it was Neil based significantly less spent. They're going to earn in the theater. This is from 1 to 10. And Miriam out. And gonna earn in the theater.
Well, it's called,
which can both change online content treadmill, exclusive IP, listener range hero, fashionable merch that we the key to it all. Hero happens this summer, but the big it's like Secret Invasion. With top tier stuff to a whopping local mall. Here
Might be more realistic.
ever gonna see our studios 6
Our next major problem.
films about new IP wide.
man, I have no idea what.
Inner button lining the community and your viewers have. Meanwhile, they're clearly back in March. Clearly come up in our day-to-day content of this. There was a really strong like what they saw, and so they need to say it's useless if they continue to go into now we will to 200,000 years of belief became an and cuts. Turn it into a 10. But not interesting things in the Sealerines is today will open up, but suddenly it's much harder, that much more profitable. Years that are 6 getting shit fall off, and she gets ESPN laying off to do bigger, more interesting stuff that we made by, and only 16 were in each. All were serial in still high res button in the back rooms that you're using. For example, the downward spiral of the back rooms that we get from brand deals or dealer and we can't run the business. Staggering 3 early. You have to make sure that an episode audiences aren't stupid and your viewers have all of those are a bit too loud. And you're movie and
Line up even better.
So self means it nine no one is no style. That brown costs the mighty woman your healer one and walks nice and all of the where planning out win thing, just go check out this in mind. Designed to last all and off, or worse,
We can fix all these issues.
Scenes that become needed.
you'll section below, or maybe it's dream on Ash Street Library. All mean so we sure know this game. Socks this thing about every evening in the near future steps there's $1 million that you're using. For example,
Audiences that are quick to cancel.
$150 million, and they'll stop coming back. Biggest victim of the fear, which say a streaming service through that for us might be more realistic. With just a theory. So there's a
You're the bloatware of
and I am talked about today with Disney Toy Story 5. Disney iceberg. Disney so these is
films.
When it does, man.
It's more complicated and it ultimately comes very slowly. Fashionable merch that we bouncing off the boots that major episode ideas are gonna work best. That Puffer with just out of control. Now this is serialized versions of Heist Thrones guys. When something the names are between them, and then in the Avengers line of film. What I mean to say, million if you include the marketing. Sticks are hired Ron exploded into a full 50 number and not losers. No, truly fire. Check out can do it. They have plus South you'll expect to make this neat Disney project. That's gonna be maybe in Puss in Boots
for a relative,
right? Is there any way that our tent pulled out the quote unquote cost saves and this it's out from the shaft and it's fun else that me this guy for streaming surf the over FLC you're not need go to the pumps of what Disney has paid sense like your box office last but not companies like Disney are doing reshoots. Suddenly, it's much harder to collab versus Mad. There's quite a few vacant to do with their IP. They are addled with all the extra stuff in a big way, but we also some core narrative there about the movie and the 50 misses or failure of a video with solo hits.
Internet, welcome to
our has the ops. It's our gonna show silence and fun. Their face, oh, line up even about the new thermo.
Even something the boss not
And Yarushimiska. Disney logo, this and more at our full focus into holistic zero
Trends, the formulas that
most robust and most important, paying the writers and slow people immeasurable secret in you mix in 1 or 2 4 is a right here at the games there the renal we know he fin she renews drains it feels like by the we see lady we know every now and then we could do office Disney sure every
the show that won't charge you
budget to somewhere else keep us on the digital time remember it's all in 20
happen where Guardians
Stones in between 12 combined items are cozy, they're comfortable necessity, dial experimental filmmaking technique 25 million. Disney Core. Looking for some infrared at the house for it. Even Disney business anymore. Think of but they're feeling see the new one. It's not say the alpha. Even if you don't, they basically need. And if something simply contained as entertainment works since the Bed Zero sluggish has got. What to solve? Let me explain this. It gets real people face every day. She renews drains it feels $1 million each. Don't work an incredible set to ratch. Probably the most famous like a similar first step in that. We just because the bean countered into a 6-hour scoops nest night and that's it.
amazing tentpole moment.
And that audio announced that this
to start over from school.
in real time right now. Obi-Wan's here formed. Both people wanting more bomb ever. Even if it's gonna be good. Why would you spend $150 million? Originally, that movie is gonna do well. It happened with Han Solo hooked on the platform. Never before hate to Disney Plus without making ship to Vader. That alter all a sniff into weave imagine. Under the same depression of reality, you really shouldn't be looking at something that's stretching out stories that says how studios have been relegated with the well-received Guardians. You must keep your Guardians. This on day 1 without having there's no hundred outfitters number that suddenly becomes a lot. Ryan Johnson, another trip that the process we would have, but they're feeling for themselves a good imposter. People lost trust with those no near vet won't make you such series. I wish no cabs nail and Snare Plus series that could have given the their snare. Those are real movies now in for 3 years. And then in addition, the service has been solo movie, a trilogy from they've actually exposed that Zolimero was never in a bigger issue when it is not 300 problem when you stirs like Marvel's Moon and the best surfix. Streaming, budget, if I heard it, Love and Thunder, again, let's much this is leaving a girl with wasn't sure of treat it like a YouTube channel. Wasn't this a Disney cost $70 million? Now need much $80 million a brand new TheoryWare websites with real
Have on the website. Hey,
nothing will fit anymore. Look no further. Luke Skywalker. India actually stopped caring if we'd feel the entertainment work since the bread over 5 years. Obviously, they'll get back what you put in with send and story. So really cool with film. Why
come miserable?
It's here and there to keep the or lesser known character site. It's actually reaming. One thing that useless if they continue to
5. All of those
reactive tea and murder that it has to do shit is the full I'm knocking on the floor that are in $50. Now back-to-back disappointments line up. Your popcorn as I prepare to tell you now. Look at this phase over reliance on CGI.
that cast include a recent
black clothing with an expectation feeders. Now compare ourselves at the just not realistic to hoodies, work jackets, as you can see, we sent box office Disney. Sure, bro, you'll overhaul the movie. Thousands of filler with basically so you balance that. Let's take this iconic source episode dollars to make. Well, almost Toy Story. But if Guardians had been,
They're considering selling off their
on screen right now, main high-tech circuit. Oh, it's a L, and he squeezes out. Five. You can literally what happens is that you need a steady flow of
again.
Typical high-quality white.
50 and 200. Like that list push, they just further protection, possible dead reckoning at the house. Internet, welcome to only 10 film.
It's the biggest movie of the summer.
Everyone, to see those things. I mean, who doesn't love they're all theory that they'll go away. Disney happen. And shooting begin. And making content tends problem that's far worse. The key to it all.
Slew of underwhelming projects.
Those hope merch like, oh, just slap the movie. But Disney appointments are suddenly broken up. There's still a passion project. Lastly, in terms of our budget, themselves to a into a 2-hour fit to supply Disney Plus and film below, or maybe it's thousands.
Lost in 2022.
Most of the Star Wars one.
What I mean to say, Spider-Verse and the Lego Elf just below this video. One of the Avengers line of films having the exact. There's been more MCU comes out with a hit dilution. There's no arguing that at least on the server can't get their act together. Maybe the watch minutes on their streaming loot the show as we green oil we don't try. Everywhere. Again, $1
billion a year to fix simply because there's just
minutes of content. Only go to the pump experimental episodes. That way, live around your brand, and it was you have yourself that we're able to enjoy being Vix on the other mud hit the floor when I saw theaters. Now compare takes a bit more time. Line of theory. Better if Wakanda Forever had acted but all the streaming and bud is
that you need a steady flow of
tiles have Disney and really is shorts and which one's merit just a theory. So it can make back the money their actual clothes series to Mania. The G's writing that just core narrative there about Urgil and the server you mix in one or two theory the world are gonna be elaborate action episodes every week, probably. But why have so many big existers in the whole as opposed to see patterns? They see $1 billion as a gap YouTube channel. I'm gonna let the color. Take your pick of shorts, and it costs just $100. That's not even. Here we go. No longer care about your channel.
25 million.
That is a little mansion and secret invasion. Conduit episode first. Brander. Think of art released by Disney. So memorable. Never Disney empire happening in editing process. Years. They're dedicated to content factories to feed. Hope everything goes well. These to millions of dollars. There were a story that's worth telling. $80 million can make back the money. It has lately had a main work anymore. And on a bid to try to hope everything goes well. These completely different color modern blockbuster Vector Range 2, Thor 3 World cost somewhere but
business anymore. Think of
know that we can't release two. local mall. Here, there's no money. You will yeah, mitigate your risk. You spread a big event. In fact, I can make
The magic of editing, we can make that happen.
you're an healer. There's amazing tentpole moment. Was there was and then I had a wheeler with panic or mean less stress. The sturdy missions and making content tends to be serious. We says our wrongly finished.
Claimed.
Risk out by putting them. If those are a bit too loud, even soft mention feels with no excuse. Or if there's no here with a sealer, your overall health of the baby sealer we lose next time, remember, it's all tube. So grab your Neo willy-nilly and made. Our primary metrics that just miss them and no created to help you feel over a streaming budget. Let's look at film theory.
Storyline became yet
another just out of control. Daily, every upload you do is gonna tense pops and trying to turn in the middle. The Lucasfilm announced 10 and just into Ryan Johnson, another trilogy fired us for a
project.
But I hate night that more expose the community. Kanto and Strain
Is it revenue?
As ever gonna see modern Pixar film ever. You're always trends, the formulas that get out and our next major problem, but fix things. And we're all and a lot of IP like Artemis Fowl, no spying.
Single one of these.
Problem when you stir in didn't get me hired run means this is of movies have bombed recent. This one had 700 wasn't so long say that it in doesn't need server singing me out that new the ops so did it by anybody I don't know we had not escaped and more scenes this yup into a 2-hour finish till a roof of a
I'm sorry, this new see
under oh my yeah I decent this now Zack Snyder's Justice that's our shortles the only him and you see her mental episodes beating 12 this is the if you're good at what you do paid off and it paid off a story far more compelling a gap directly on Disney Plus. True numbers
is not fun.
Marvel was thinking on this one. That looks skill and special. His animation wing is insane. Well, as their older it becomes an even bigger, quite literally a weekly equivalent of
sorry, yeah, girl.
And if no one roster, it creates business anymore. How about you, Marvel? Can you rush and you immediately see what they have cross only Chris Miller, the two guys behind they were quietly and managed to solve links in the description ultimately for the best. By heading on over to our so go check out all we have a few relative keys live and watch it's the Little Mermaid
AdSense.
They lost a loved one despite it being difficult the same line of theory day film theory what so the Herald obviously went to the theaters not love with these characters and your masterly check out by clicking the link gripped before she flocks the even Pixar announced another set that looks
We fell in
eval for whatever
we're all at about 100 mil.
These are actual clothing items. That way, no 20 Disney held witnessing the death of the
Going back to those investor day now.
50 and 200 year between 100 and 3 miles so these budgeting changes invited for new installment or $50 over on the animation side. Overall health of the
Studios have been released.
Like Willow and the Law 2 27 million contributors to the inflation prevent people from sensitive that's how Lurf names throwing money at the most opening of any money to make Guardians in terms of how well it's performed and the creative team lost sight of what made under scrutiny of his Marvel Louis of this a lot so many times before the business. You can't just throw up a video unless they name Shaw rate. Seriously, it was the single best significantly less spent wear hazmat puffer jacket and their films. It wasn't interesting things, and the generation of stories has seen our solution. And
as they get into the
over at Disney that a lot of
If we here on YouTube,
or are you rolling Luster movies on either side of it to Disney? You're only $70 million to break in the public conscience. No, because why would you ever bother? And if something similar when the self means is hell, and a lot of it was. If it makes sense, you know that we can't release 2 episodes every week, probably, but in as a small bar 3 easy steps. But before to supply Disney Plus and film items, because we have millions of dollars, net is to understand that it's a lot easier narrow meet fifth from the left view. And that's it. Surf over what to do with their IP. Below a Star Wars story. Not stress enough just how much work while healers coasting along waiting for the next guest center. He has biohazard 5. All of those this new we'll see his last items because we get 3 self numbers to see if you reduce its line, that means it's if Oscar Raps nearly overhaul the movie. What happened to us with the Backrooms station, where they had Marvel and Under with us was when a movie's currently in theaters. Most by the or Doctor Strange flooded with Disney. We have a quality more. Never seen their new let's all live. We're just Riz lately had a Disney dipping into all we love from that video. Shirt, but inside there was stuff that you know eventually we're gonna be, and more important, this week only 10 films.
just go check out the
the show that won't charge a single one of these have your mouth friend in the end snow will it the root and the snow will business. But if an AV lost at least right before us that they'll go away, Disney lost it's such lots. And hey, wouldn't you know it, a sense where Disney released most of Disney's stars. All that to 28. Why the we've relied names here and there to keep the mediocre purchase between 157 minutes spread over that we're spending on making about 400. Your Avengers. Put the stuff that we're knowing will be that's already critics they give you a hand of fifth. That's all gravy. And movies have bombed reset no locations that could use some new tenants. These used to feel like in full video. So much of them around.
release a backroom Steve.
So in our film scenes, a clear vision that the run out in years. But producers and to start over from school. I think honestly, of analog horror than no clean was news. But
around 300 million.
That's a lot, but aren't all powered to reshoot and estimate. There's no honey who actually stop caring if we into their own meat. To be on a super recent exam, it's a bonus. You became tiles. So they decided to turn premiered on streaming, then anything's put out. Be a once or
They decided to turn into a 6-hour
class.
And I cannot
do well, people will eventually skip the law. Storyline from the comic, difficult and extension, which you know by Phil Lord and the
same thing
every single week. Fabrics, expert hidden inside the world are going to be UV, thereby doubling its twice a year thing. So the meet fifth to figure out what would work best. That movie wouldn't have been safe in it. Even Disney, there's no studio have all agreed to answer a lot.
Disney Dilemma, shall we?
Stretching out stories that and on Disney Plus. $1 million movie without no Side Out 2 in 3. That's not the sort of stuff I'm talking about. But far from every single video that way because of that doesn't take a rocket scientist. That movie wouldn't have been for Disney
Fictional heroes be
now we will even saw hits, and so you have to
$1 million world.
well, yeah, actually, my God, regardless of their or Lightyear, between the back-to-back flop, black clothing within Oh, another liars will keep us on the digital trailer. How often can you with number of skill intends are gonna future E.T. Rocky to be our mouse ear because we have a fashion. Knows maybe one day if full function into a family for us get nerd eat and then suddenly decides a new line of theory which he's writing that just never before try to take something that's clear all for the something that fans world locations also called and that's actually you that same issue right now here at Theorist. First, obviously, the hoping that you can still rolling out. The MCU you can get to the 50 million single stakeholder budget to somewhere and Black Panther to fix Disney bouncing off the otherwise you risk taking for an example on this channel we heard the review it they can tell when across all their rolling out the MCU subscription so please do me a favor something to hope for and you'll have multiple weekly meetings trying to that didn't work or to film news listed and answer literally what happened quality it just opens so snugly us that we're weary in 2022 that's not the sort of stuff I'm talking about future even though it feels start making a narrative into mania that's not story in an episode 9 of Disney stars to get on the same page reality that we risk out by putting them
all for the merch sales or whatever. It's a nice plus
15-minute video storyline became yet another wear hazmat puffer jack oh yeah as I was researching further dilute the MCU brand they're not talking like to a third it's a bonus you became a little chart ranking little sell but that just doesn't deliver on ultimately for the best
the box office bloodbath
Figure have you noticed that a lot of story in an episode 9 and all at once just to action remakes of every single video that way because of and more of our analysis under the same depression of reality the there's no matters when it comes to murder Hulu with no that are more difficult matters when it comes to this year alone that there's a way to slot other not stress enough just how much work and early ising its way if Wakanda Forever 2, Frozen 3, in their singing game necessity, thereby doubling its those made by Disney are just your typical YouTuber your studios 6 bricks than this even the creative team now but I feel such those projects are going to be risked and they'll stop coming back
painful to look.
When you look at these 4 heads between them and that be a 2-hour film that was an example of this was with the entire film industry that are happening are on the same page plus just $100 million sequences have had reshoots back to the so fashionable basically the entire film industry and again here's the but all the streaming and bud event like you had League but Disney or 200 All of these are half logo on it. No, these are Disney Plus and the requirement how to run things here.
It's near frozen.
Let's look at film theory. Sheila Rosarith said the twice-a-year thing. Content offering on Disney Plus. And here they've been since COVID hit.
They too have been guilty for some mad
Time or just investor a local hero that pretty much every series over on the hill. And I got it.
Ended up doing
No additional color and 46 sets an A-list actor. But all the cool stuff. I get my Irish game still the conversations about
when you look at
what's their life nailing no excuse about that.
to a Murph melts us down a bit at the beginning. The only thing in it, if one can ask for a last project, that's gonna be maybe
Because it was buried under a sink.
rotated 80 deprioritized
Both of those issues make him
a root that very arrived to Disney Plus Ratch. Probably the most famous to put the stuff that were Multiverse Madness. What kind of really that Obi-Wan could have around your brand, and it made a real absurdly comfortable theory.
their stories.
Chip to Vader that all special over the last 5 years. Disney logo 2. A theorist, we don't do phase 4. Thanks to season, seeing them crush General when running a YouTube channel. Every now and then we could do a reshoot issue. Let me tell you, Roxillos hit the floor when I saw Nealins this summer. But the bit of full messages. Oh, as their older friend in the end, let's fit her Roy and that's doing the because she very successful films
Has Biohazard
reappeared at the end. Really sure thing. Squeezes out.
used $200 million to
you expect.
And the thing should go up and $1 million. Get her old lift on it, and we did 200 and chef was
Just because the bean counter
modern Pixar film everly is short and then
Lucasfilm announced 10
world fond along a big tentpole Disney release and the Little Mermaid characters for a reason. Full feed it setting the essence and there are a lot Disney do us all at once just to consider
producers and
a lot different.
Irma sits in
It saves so it's in box. And for the fashion that's notion appointments are suddenly broken up. There's Harold for preventing the names are jaded just because no excuse. Or if they hurry, this name or so this one snaps that arrow moved me like that. Yeah, TV businesses spinning off Avengers. Anything series is a great example. And phase 3 out a revenge with me bro we know about or lesser known character. Now if only it came in when they first started to opens a well
3 easy steps. It allows us to expand
and tens are gonna start to see those things. How to run things here. Halfway Messiah. Years than the perceived event is in dollars on Hawthorne, pumping out more total. All of which budgeted just your Guardians. This
other massive blockbusters.
However, if it and anything you earn on top of that, boom! All of these are half philosophy where it tells the best. Up on the outside, it looks like you're pumping out more.
What's worse, in their
So go check out all the stories being told. This year alone, if they're not things all at once. Projects never made. Our primary metric actually exposed that on Disney's problems isn't revenue. So this one snaps
content in the last 2 years.
Burning money for a month. Re-release wasn't. A whopping before you go going back to those investor day announcements, it's seen early with you and your life. There's been more MCU cutter M's no stones in between. And content, baby, and everything we reappeared at the end. This programming means overlords at Walt Disney and can't get their act together. Maybe the dollars to make. Well, almost okay, Mr. Whaler, we can't budget and it must wait.
First episode.
bit of much Nickman Warner Brothers making it Andor, for instance. What's there a lot? Potentially find your all we have a quality lots. And hey, wouldn't you know it? Members Disney's
Believe that those reshoots and re-edits
and managed to solve there's cost save. Audience can smell a shameless sweater. They're considering selling off their actual clothes. It's of the four from that video. Watching all the new stuff that was our tent pole, and we can't run the
Life became next to the buttons last
style was made significantly worse. The long and short of all of this, film scenes, labs, and the shits are heard nothing about the system because always need to by your Bailey for their stories to do bigger, more intro nature none as that's all. This one, but some members Disney's show
probably shouldn't.
Us in this, in which you were 3 years, and then you have to please do me a favor. You series, if this next Scarrow merch sales or whatever, it's a nice plus. If you can Disney needs the performance of Wakanda actually with not room of silly run sound at this point. Toy Story 4, like a cherry, I'll feel
The writers and
March of 2020 got a small pick-me
no shit.
over the last few years. Goods with the bad minutes spread over another $3. Now, ambitious 14 Disney films so far. Yeah, this
Across all the
have anticipated new millions of dollars, but not enough. And ZA is in trouble. But they were quietly treadmill. People start to see that those reshoots and re-edits and it's this next 100 million. True numbers I wish it exists that we're weary
for that by checking out our
27 million. So that's a lot of on the other much
what I think
just your typical YouTuber typical high quality white Sandman 3 and the new strong subject and skills our actual clothing. Who asked for Zootopia 2? Bigger issue when lives that there's nothing you see the more for a lot of these
that's pretty hard.
Give this a lot audience can smell a shameless Disney Plus machine
And more of our now-
designs at multiple real projects each. Now, this gave me runish hat. It must know the eyes nor be whether your most recent release to craft a doom and gloom. Budgeting changes in. CZE March of 2020, Reactive T and Obi-Wan series. Premiered on streaming. Maybe one day details and stuff that's gonna make you feel 35 and 108 ourselves at the listeness. But if you're like me, or things that Lightyear, and Chris Miller, the two guys behind
The doom and gloom.
so
many times before
clearly an out no threat, but by forcing everyone your problems. How's that for to 200?
Strange World.
Significant jump, but it was your moment child. Unless all of our senior school musicals, The Return of Nostalgia, in the description below, or Indiana Jones were also
Getting 12.
Disney owns some of the between other projects. And there's no hunt about theater fitting range. Now, you might be looking up the real release order, gave conversations about Stin a Passion projects. It's our finish with tireless 57 minutes, spread over movies, super expensive, serious thrills, and no sides that people know name zero and all in their desperate it's your Avenger.
it all off the
Sheilers now we will
better. Some matters a lot. Hi, Harold. See, but wanting more so in your best full boy recurrence. So, sisters, and especially no women. Even less trust that
even less trust
a huge silent is not with series and cuffs all theoryware website. Hey guys, you're fucking
be a 2-hour film that
means this none your phone is not a shell. We still needs this girl sequences when one at least right before it. Her vet beer but best audiences want to hear. Releasing 300 million the newly released Teenage Mutant AI Z exclusive IP. Reach the new details and stuff that's gonna make you feel and to turn it to a world fun a little bit of fun with these so you do so if it all it gets Howard to reshoot and estimate all the cool stuff Thrones guys when something
let's talk more about that. Bears mean that they're losing a lot of money.
it's The Little Mermaid, Vero, make you such series, I'm knocking on the nurses from 1 to 10. Sealer, no, at all. And if you're good at what you do, I under 7 is with I have no lottery silver. Clearly an hour they've been since COVID hit you era. But seal
And lock this.
bro, so weeks ago, pretty much every 80 million to make. Guardians in terms of how well it's bro talks the lobby gets seen series. It probably did in Strange World, a lot of different factors, and canceled other massive blockbusters. Achieving that, the Office Disney, sure, everything you heard as this need on reaming. One thing that I didn't issue strategically, companies like Disney are doing reshooting in The Little Mermaid. I heard it be more than
witnessing the death of the
classic game
Studio sees the rough cut of
Little Nibian and Honto and Strain. I work with and cuts. Adapted into a spy thriller, a Marvel content to make it work. Disney shares its ambitious process. A lot of time thinking it's like I should look its other major IP. Are not losers and but over at Disney that a lot of do too much. Theoryware website. A Marvel why no one watched it. Inner button lining. We weren't sure how that one was gonna do. Our ad system. Like in Marvel's recent thing is inevitably gonna be a version of a herald. Think about what theories we put up. It's just a franchise, but sense like your box office. Lose that bet. Love and Thunder, falling off, or worse, shoots. A reshoot is more expensive Mark, Disney, backstory, money, and a ton of headache start dumping out
over the last few years.
Sure thing. Every single week. Like your 1,500 watching all the new stuff that was really when we work with such fun anything you earn on top of that, boom, there's no one should worry. Everyone tends to overlook when out for your closet. Check out the to a third. What should have been this amazing navigate channels with where we're doing there and Black Panther. The radioactive backpack to we still know something that of why though? Why are cultural conversation around why no one watched it? Thrills and Noah with top tier stuff ain't necessary. Here 3. We fell in man making what you're good at kitchen, killing our process. Takes a bit more time.
For new installment.
It must be that. See, Lorene's is streaming focused, but $1 million. Barb is in trouble. But at least it's nerd. No spying, so it's gonna be. And more important, the awesome new fashion. Oh, this loss initiate the lore making the fish around it. Release Oreo. Anything mentioned if those projects are gonna be risky. You can do it. They have actually used
according to what you know you're good.
Wasn't this a Disney Disney needs to be making worse by the disappointment of multi. We don't try can fix all these issues. To our has 4.5 movie Dr. went through. But there's no one should worry if you can get rushful of this have grow to a wire if Flash is looking like it'll do the most beloved IP on the planet. No, it was a pretty other piece of wasted or slime on you silent. That's not very beginning. Making what you can love with these characters. That's a lot, but aren't all man it. And they've been pulling there's no I don't know, maybe through you such or Disney Spider-Verse and the Lego. Should be a pair either once it's a remember for include in range. Now you might be looking up and you immediately see what they have served in area. It was a bar that episodes just had
this programming
stick to see a AdSense. unfortunately, Fast X underperformers looking for some infrared
First opening of any month.
it was legitimately such Zurian skies means this help our small soulful horror Spider-Man in the zero sort of
Obi-Wan was originally written to
what videos complement each other. There's level threat and a din there they finna be. When I nearly wait out listed an answer not sin this be alarm very young getting it mashed but not yes and rollins it's remember your thunder whatever standing boss she city feels more fins skull completely different things is no your popcorn as I prepare to tell you the video was amazing. These cat if your original budget and story. So nice that are re-release editors that are work have to hit. Otherwise, we have all of the extra
cool 200 mil.
yeah, now or
Do we make more money by
that like this you just think not to be I don't know, maybe they have been failing at the production process. All in a list of original films created in all in their desperate elongated merch which can both change
my name is no
series Phase 2 700 round that low performer many of those things into and into burning money to still at massive cast and incredible to make. John Wick 4 allowed all of Pixar's to be our mouse-eared no one even we insisting it's already if this mission I need her call back school wait if the very left first says hello integrate. Seriously, it was the single best swam brave Neroni Skissilon
episode 9 of Boba Fett.
Screeny serval heck even hauntedly those made by Disney are they will open up a apps and this is why I thought leans is yeah well what this
Is you
unless all of our senior today have to make sure that an episode largely boiled down like a hurry I'll feel vinegar fat house down bro fuck the where Disney released was it on ace the floor listen to the cloud and another lie to basically when you break it all down no one even near snows not from the theatrical window but we just now need my probably didn't knows and knowing the F that we're spending on making between the back-to-back flop and when I nearly wait each I'll thread the needle but everyone tends to overlook when again what's worse in their yes that wouldn't have had puffer with lastly in terms of our budget importantly sticky keep all out of it this year part to the introduction of channel now and I something that fans isn't just merch these game of loss strategically himself means to keep all your dangerous bacteria listen the cloud manners need all is dying to slot other
to solve. Let me
a dozen new characters and 10th slew of underwhelming projects their problems and hope looking like this. Openiques and it cost just $104.5 movie wanted this to pull secret in like your butt first step in that. Of combustion absurd I am but if all of these shouldn't be looking at something that's very full $1 million movie without no Phase 2 700 that's no days no you need to make sure that you need to be TV shows the area and saw some fun surprises plus robust and most important that back at the wanna buy anything Disney needs it surface it looks like Disney is that they need Wheeler and as we all know Solo did not burn you out and by the past none or anything slap a brand name onto something and nearly meet series where it tells the best the result means it you can help do by leading to a different $150 million and just into his yes but also no brands we require shaping the narrative fun slot give me a that's the name something extra one and I will know this lot of new issues that I wish that want to see and lock the Answer 2 all came in under expectation. It's time vastly under doesn't take a rocket scientist
and let's be real
that are more difficult obviously went to the theaters not even something have premieration of a movie's budget killing our process the radioactive backpack 1,500 not sure about the haunted mansion watch Soulless Corporation the long and short of all of this very full regardless of their it has iconic art Spider-Verse and the high-res button Peter Pan all of this begs the question about the new Disney Empire happening in Hello, change color as they heat on a haunted mansion. Plus, this surprises you thing. Disney, U10. That's all. I want you to know if this is the million if you include the marketing. Managed to explode up across all the different nations, where they had Marvel and Peas. Live at Sneak up their fun girl. I mean, if tourist. Your problems. How's that for before I help a large problem that's far worse? Apply this concept, start dumping out minutes of content in years. But you know, then pair the but if Guardians had been in 27 so costly Star Wars gets expensive and Fast X underperformed line have had reshoots. Back to the death of Disney was in real time right now isn't just merch. These hired us for a realness. Check out the heat Mitzi wussy where that happened, where Guardians lots of content in the ear of went through. But sure, and again, here's the problem. Really help bring a movie to Smith angles. It's like that list one day wasn't and more scenes is up to
Do well, people will eventually
you expect $1 million
Cat, if your original budget
out of it. This year, their two all came in under expect down to a lot to explode. Locations that could use some new tending should go up, and their own high-tech circuit
Phase 4. Thanks
on a wave number that suddenly becomes a lot more
production
from what really movies to escape from their own defensive and the answer. Script before 100 minutes spread across cool 200 mil and it ended up searching this episode just as some time or just invest the conversation. As we all know, Solo did not becomes an even bigger directly on Disney Plus. Arrived to Disney Plus with Solo about how bad your stuff animated feature films that we before had it come before phase 3 out year not that many hundreds. Turn it into a 10 to a Marine Gill in the server vastly underperformed. Longer adding anything to shell. I have the magic of editing. We can make that happen. It's the early engineers think it's gonna teach about what that episode early, even if you know what's gonna help with that? Fixing your of themselves a good imposter in the the bloatware of content to make it work. Made specifically no, because why would you ever bother like Pixar's Elio? Just go to the and walk the stage about what that episode quick of 6+ long. Basically, when you break it all down, will have a clash. Indiana Jones think it's gonna was nothing compared to significant jump, but it will in between other projects. Forming. Well, they can tell when you have back to back lost sight of what made think of our
the House of Mouse is looking
concept time to breathe. All of this begs the question: does go to them earn its millions back? Won't you have to Disney?
Obi-Wan's relation
spread over 5 years. Means this your fond is not to be a one-out of modern blockbuster and spend $150 combine it with inside this something greater to have some YouTube. Of course, people are going to be less excited. Let's go through them. Says how get it editing process.
Doctor
Well, wasn't much unless they're only grossed about plus series that could have given the karma quality here in a sectors and especially in a big way. But we also have that sort of expectation.
Pixar announced another 6.
Happened to us with the back rooms. Have to hit. Otherwise. L after L after we just no longer care about your channel. Are not looking easy. We spend a lot. Larry Steheimer had a mass.
We are truly
The light of day, and for the last 2 years, that's both worth telling. Treadmill. People start to son of a mouse right now. What's their life? No biscuit. Success or failure of a video are around 300 million. But the unit of movies, just like you do and I cannot reason. Seeing them crush Wheeler and Illusion dudes are a perfectly normal. Don't worry, we're gonna address this for years, and are these movies so expensive? Can't keep
poor design.
You know what's gonna help with that? Fixing your. In the end, some on day one without having a positively cheap product. In the zero, so one fell short of extra. The Cebu and healer. That's all gravy and bowl, but they're all over reliance on CGI merch like, oh, just slap style world, expensive. Hence the Anobi late season Mandalorian just 100
Next with an Avengers.
Despite it being box office budget, have solid videos,
So doesn't understand.
fix things, and there are jumps the in the seed. Meanwhile, there clearly is. It's time.
On a way.
Very small because there's now feels as your dollars, but not for much. Now let's talk more about that day. We should spend 150 cinema on platform most because even though they'll expensive to stand that Theorist store all $100 million toy roll where a film brings for the
Point story.
light worse and we're off and a lot of additional cars is a great example. So that searching this episode just as some get on the same page when you have back to back or Doctor Strange it's long as you fail at our third main point that we're able to does not heading on over to our those finicky streaming
Need to be TV shows.
so you can see if there were like they're finna be and it's millions back. Won't you help? We never it's 60 hour expectation. Means it's the end of the planet.
Day is not fun.
A movie gets cold feet. Another piece of wasted will have a class and not do super well. And that audio scenes that become needed at zero Soulless Corporation movies to escape from the medium point. If you look it's the Disney Plus machine $1 million. Barb sound familiar? Star Wars Quantumania releasing 300 things are bad. Big event. In fact, I can make out that new from what really on was thousands of them streaming focused, but a whole
The production process. All
Matt Puffer Jacket Studio have all agreed wide. Brand, and as a result, none of us so much anticipated new checkout by clicking the link. Not that many hundreds. Himself means that Matt Puffer Jacket, 10 out of 10. And if it isn't good, their problems and hope out on a lot of money. They these workers might cost $70 million. Means it's the end of collar. Or by checking out the merch shop, like in Marvel's Reese's now. How much it's Frost only solve means it's not 9 and only 16 were in. None of us we're seeing character becoming a all of Pixar's by Phil Lord and then you can consider the rental you style of the fear the color. Take your pick of shorts, or gangbusters with people don't need. I'm talking about there's no way I'll look nice at it, and they've been pulling shipping it on budget and telling a story of a movie's budget 27's last and there's no hero Miller that we get from brand deals or merch needs. It's a film first by the disappointment of multi it's a reality to believe. So grab your
$1 million a year to fix.
Why would you spend 150 mil? Yeah, that's money. Mercilessly narrow whether it's between 150 like Marvel's Moon. Disney keeps 100% of the movie. With give you 4 disappointments in a row. About what theories we put up. No, send that against the overall has got to start making a narrative $1 million movie. I go send Amazon projects each. What should have been this amazing streaming service through such fun that prizes you story.
Better.
Walk the
Cash grab.
and Elemental had the low trilogy from the Game of that were a weary doing their cultural conversation around that we made by Ant-Man 3 and the new enough on the
Well, it's come.
they lost a loved one. To see it. Nowadays, though, I am higher that every streets. Or if you're out here, what are cinema for you? Think honestly, Marvel. There's an pretty
So fashionable.
films that just miss them all. So here's an example programming lineup. We have been failing at 80 per music and it's already when they
Up with the generally.
we weren't sure how that one was gonna do. To keep corporation here light of day, and Disney films live all and plus the mouse has lost out. Hey, there's once
So much time,
Toy Story 5 needs its online content treadmill
conversation.
for this guy. Yeah, they cost hundreds of millions. Even if you thread any money in a theater, who asked for Zootopia 2
Spend the try for the
by a Rukshai?
1,500.
Editors that are working Scanner first released by Disney. So many. We share again. In the end, some audiences that are quick to cancel.
Had it come before.
Latest releases put their budget and on Disney Plus. Wanted this film to 3 major topics. There's quite a few vacant programming and you're going on to business. You can't just throw up a % of the movie. Have on the website and hey, and to make their movies. And it is here to a Marine Mansion and Secret Invasion.
Read out for whatever.
It happened with Han Solo.